It's a podcast thing. I'm trying to figure out where I'm looking to make eye contact with you guys. So just seeing who's in the room. It's a big day. When I see one person show up, I'm gonna just do the Eagles chant. E. Anybody there yet? Let me see if I can see if there's a. Is this the chat? Where's the chat? Who's in the room? I don't know if this is right, but that's a highlight. I don't need that. Oh, there's L Brown. Okay, good. I'm using the tablet today. L. It's good to see you. The Eagles are the world champions, the Super Bowl champions. How does that make you feel? Makes me feel really good. Because I'm from Philly, born and bred. Don't know where I was buttered. Yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you, L. I appreciate the love. Yeah, we got big shout out. Rest in power to Neely Fuller Jr. He passed away a few days ago. It was announced. I had one encounter with Neely Fuller. I called him on the phone once about 10 years ago, and I invited him to come on the show, and he said he had an exclusive contract with Cal's Radio, I think it was, there was some station that he was exclusive to, and he couldn't do any other interviews. Otherwise, I would have loved to have had Neely Fuller on the channel at least once. For those who don't know, I don't have his book, which is unfortunate. Blog Talk Radio exclusive contract. There you go, Elevation Allah. So it would have been great. At the time, we were in a position we could have gotten his message out to more people, but he seemed very content. He didn't really want to be on camera or be seen. At that point, he didn't mind talking on the radio on a regular basis. Yeah, great man. Rest in peace, Neely Fuller Jr. How's everybody feel? We got 50 people in the room. Did you have your dinner yet? You cooking dinner? You hanging out? Where's Molly? I got some stuff I want to show you in a minute, but yeah, please hit the like. And the Diva's here. Who else is here? I'm not seeing. Molly. She's over there looking herself. Hey. Treats. She's addicted to this now. So much for temptations. Hey, Truth. Thank you. Yeah, I just got back from class not too long ago. We're in the middle of race and ethnicity and cinema class, and that's why I haven't been on as frequently as I would like to. I may be on this coming Saturday to surprise you. Hey, where you going, Molly? All right, here she comes. Oh, she's excited. All right. Hey, Nathaniel Ray. Hey, Top Girl. The Diva. Eagles. Eagles. All right. You want some? All right. She likes this stuff. I don't know what's in it. Talk about how the Oscars are named after Oscar Micheaux, a foundational Black American filmmaker. I'm not sure if that's true. So I'm not. One thing that you won't get on this particular platform is information that's not fact checked. So I know Baba Dick said that the Oscars were named after Oscar Micheaux, but quite frankly, I don't think anybody who ran the Oscars at that time knew who Oscar Micheaux was. A lot of people didn't discover him until after he died, So if you can prove that, then I'm happy to repeat it. But I think I'll go with the story that Betty Davis shared, and also Paul Mooney says in his interview that we did with him, that the Oscars were named because it looked like my Uncle Oscar. So I think Betty Davis said that or somebody else, but it's not a fact check thing. Hey, Mike Daniels. But I do have Oscar Micheaux. We can talk about Oscar Micheaux. Ooh, this is looking ragged. Let me take the plastic off. So this is coming out for those who care. in the next week or so, if it's not out already. This is an advanced copy. Oscar Micheaux, The Complete Collection. And Charles Woods and I, we're going to do like a full review or video about this. But just to give you, just to have something to talk about, make sure we're okay. This is every movie that Oscar Micheaux made that still exists, that we know of, that exists to this day. So it's called The Complete Collection. In some cases, the film, like the movie Temptation, is missing from 1936, but there's a 3-minute trailer for Temptation that's on this disc. So it's a 5-disc, if I'm not mistaken, Blu-ray collection. And I can't say that these were restored. They come from the Library of Congress, but there's a lot of dirt and scratches and things like that. I don't know how much time and energy and effort was spent. 5 discs. But it's the best you're going to find them. It's on Blu-ray. Oscar Micheaux, The Complete Collection. So we can talk about that. But I can't really talk about the Oscars because also I haven't seen that many movies that were nominated. The one I wanted to see with Zoe Saldana is in all kinds of turmoil because the actress that appears in the film that got nominated, apparently they caught up to her tweeting history. I don't know if people heard about this, but let me turn the chat on so I can see what's going on. Who else is... People just say anything that sounds good to them nowadays. Nobody cares about facts. They just want to feel good. Yeah, I just don't want to send information out that I know is incorrect. And the reason why we called Baba Dick's videos Truth and Understanding and what was it? Truth, Wisdom, and Understanding. It was coming from his perspective. He lived that life. He had firsthand knowledge on so many things, and he was so wise. But that's one I questioned, so I can't repeat it. But you can watch him say it. What else is going on? Oh, favorite black film critic is here. So I gotta tell people now, if they're not aware, to go to Fear of a Black Film Critic Pod on Spotify or this channel that you're watching now on YouTube and check out this great conversation that we had last week with Nelson George, authors Nelson George and writer Mike Gonzalez about the late, great Barry Michael Cooper. It only take an hour out of your life to enjoy the whole thing, and I thought it was a great conversation full of insight from 2 of his contemporaries. Barry Michael Cooper, if you don't know, recently passed away. He's the author of New Jack City. Oh, Uncle Samuel Jackson. Oh, why'd you have to bring that up? I was just talking about the Eagles winning. I didn't even get into Not Like Us and the halftime show, which is debated. Like, some people were like, Black Power in full effect. And some people were like, I don't understand what he's saying. I like the colors, but I don't know what he's saying. I'm not a rap fan. Oh, there's Serena. What's she doing on there? Oh, she used to go out with Drake. That's kind of, taking it a little too far, I think. But I enjoyed the entire game. I was smiling the entire time because we were never... The Philadelphia Eagles, won decisively. They put a butt whooping on Kansas City. And I would have been fine if Kansas City had won because I still like Andy Reid, and it would have been interesting to see him get the three-peat. But it was not to be. No. It was Eagles time. And I think this is the beginning of a new dynasty, if you ask me. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back again, if we can keep the components together that we had this time around. We're going to lose our offensive coordinator, but our defense is what won us the game. So I'm really super duper excited about that. I don't want to keep you too long. What else is in the bag? You didn't like Andy Reid, the diva? See, I'm from Philly. I mean, he brought us a lot of wins. He could never take us over the hump, so he had to go. And of course, he links up with Mahomes, and they create a dynasty over there. But I have an affinity for Andy Reid. But oh, thank you. Enemies Public with Brother Nasir. Thank you, Brother Nasir. Can NFL, who promotes nonstop U.S. imperialism, also have a revolutionary halftime show? I think Kendrick was trying to be subversive, but overall, you're right. The NFL is a propaganda machine. It promotes the military. The whole concept of football is militaristic to a certain extent. You can go to somebody like George Carlin, who talks about the difference between baseball and football and the regimentation. I'll get to that one in a second, Nathaniel. But the amount of bending over backwards that the NFL did to appease Ancient Orange this go around. They knew he was going to be there, and it prevented Philly's own Dawn Staley from being at the game because she wanted to fly private into New Orleans, and Donald J was hogging up all the airspace. So anybody who wanted to come into New Orleans couldn't do it late. They had to make their plans early. But to answer your question, I think I'm waiting for the recap videos, for the halftime show. But it seemed to me like he was trying his best to be subversive. Like, are you ready to play the game? Can you play the game? It seems like he himself was confronted with a paradox, like, how can I be an artist for the people and still perform my song and dance for the masses? The NFL. Yeah, I watched it again, but I'm curious. Like, some people were like breaking it down like crazy after the performance, and they were saying, "Oh no, if you didn't get it, you didn't get it." Kendrick was, throwing subliminals at you and saying all kinds of stuff. I got the Squid Game reference. I got the Serena thing. I understood that, but there's so many things that probably went over my head on first view that and I'm not equipped. I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan. I was hoping to that he would bring Lil Wayne out as a surprise guest. That was my hope, but that didn't happen. He brought out Mustard instead. I'll get to some questions. Feel free to ask questions, and I'll hang out for another 15 minutes or so, probably. We're at 15 minutes already. We have 76 people in the room. This is great. Hey, Asian Latina, didn't watch the game or the halftime show. I don't know his music. Yeah, well, they're running out of names. I mean, not to say Kendrick doesn't deserve to be at the Super Bowl, but I mean, I think we've seen, for our generation, the biggest halftime shows that we're ever going to see, unless they invite people back, But let me get on to this other. This is another recent acquisition. Welcome to Fun City. And it's a lot of material. It's like 6 hours of trailers from movies, all related to New York. It's a comprehensive, chronological, well, not 100% comprehensive, but very, very thorough, deep dive into the films of New York City. And there's a book in here, 2 discs. This is for my physical media collectors. Is it worth it? It goes for $30 plus shipping. Um, I'll put it on every once in a while, probably, but I'm happy. It's like a collector's item. It's something I'm happy to have, but it's not something I'm gonna sit and watch all the time. But it's always fun to sit and watch movie trailers, and especially when they don't tell you what the next one's gonna be. You kind of have to guess it. So this will go next to my copy of 42nd Street Forever, and I have a few other trailer things, but that's from Fun City. The slipcover is only available through Diabolic DVD and through the Fun City Editions website. Molly was just here. She was right by my knee on the side. She's meowing, trying to get fed. It's almost her dinner time. Pierre LaFou. Wait, did we do this already? Wait, did we do this already? Pierre LaFou is in the building. No, Crack House was on Blu-ray. I did see that. I'm not a fan of Crack House, and I wasn't ready to spend $30-$40 on Crack House on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD. It was a heavy month for releases last month, and there's gonna be a Criterion flash sale coming up later this month sometime, probably next Tuesday, my guess. A Putney Swope. Do I have Putney Swope here? I don't have Putney Swope. Why don't you say Jungle Fever, and then we have Bingo. Oh, here's Molly. Come on, come back. People want to know where you're at. Come here. I'm just like, okay. You want to say, look at the people, say hello. Just, that's how she does it now. She's like, give me. All right, hang on. This will fall in my lap if I'm not careful. Hang on. All right, relax. It's coming. There you go. Candy says hello. Asian Diva says hello. You're eating too fast. Stop teasing her. This is the most spoiled animal outside of Oprah's dogs. Oh, I didn't see what you said, VQ. Like the chat doesn't stay up for whatever reason. I gotta tap the screen until she swats it with claws out. Oh, JoJo Dancer. I didn't pick that up yet. I'm gonna wait for the sale. JoJo Dancer. Oh, the big ones. This just came in the mail. It comes out the end of the month. Naked Axe, from our friends at Milestone. It's a film that made it to. It was on DVD. It never made it to Blu-ray until now. It's a 4K restoration. Bridget Davis made the film, and it's about a young woman, Jake Ann Jones, who you see here, and she recently had a massive amount of weight that she lost, and she's got body image issues. And her mother she works at a video store that her mother owns, and her mother was a big 70s Blaxploitation star. So she wants to follow in her mother's footsteps, but she's got these body image issues, and it's one of the few independent black films that comes from a female perspective, So I'm trying to think what else came out around that time. This is like 1994, I think. Let me see. 1995. So, I mean, Vashon can tell you, but I can't. But, oh, here's Molly behind me. She's like, you're in my spot. Okay. So anyway, Naked Axe coming out on Blu-ray next week. And I'll get to the next one. Okay, yeah, just take off. Why don't you put your tail in my face? I shouldn't have said it that way. Somebody might sample that one line, and then I won't be able to work for the State Department. MG, good to see you. MG's in the building. How are things where you're at? Your neck of the woods, North Carolina. Do I have Mahogany with Diana Ross? I have Mahogany on DVD. I don't know if it's on Blu-ray, but it's not something I can put on the channel. Paramount Pictures owns that one. Trying to see what the Existence is Resistance. And the month, it's Happy Black History Month. Queen Bee, that's me. Panda and Friends, thank you for your efforts. Thank you. 30 bills for F. Gary Gray cameo in Crack House. I mean, it's not that I'm against. I mean, I'm a completist. I mean, you see all the crap behind me. Like, I like having stuff at my disposal as opposed to waiting for the stream or loot, that kind of thing. Fortunately, I have enough space where I can manage it, but more or less. But traditionally, if it doesn't sell out right away, like The Keep did, Vinegar Syndrome stuff will eventually go down in price, and then that's when you try to grab it. So it's not that I'm against having Crack House in my collection. I just don't want to pay full price for it because personally, honestly, and I work with Vinegar Syndrome a lot. Like if you look at, I'd have to get up to reach it. But, like we have content, bonus features on a lot of this stuff from MMA, Blu-ray, and all kinds of stuff. But when they announced Crack House, I was wondering like what's going on here, because that's not anybody's idea of an A title, But they did a great job with the artwork and the restoration. I'm sure it's great. It's such a minor title for the time period and so on and so forth. We really don't have control over streaming media, and it can go any way. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, hey MG, yeah, fill us in. I'm reading comments. I'm about to get to the next release, and then JoJo Dancer I need to get. I was disappointed with JoJo Dancer on Criterion because it didn't have the Making of JoJo Dancer electronic press kit from Roy Campanella II in there, but we managed to put it on the channel, and it seems like it would be fairly easy to get. Now their reasoning is they said they couldn't get the master file or video for it. They couldn't get anything great, so it just slipped away because of Tarantino's endorsement in the movie Crack House. Interesting. A lot of boom room alumni up in here. Oh, okay, that's what you called the room. Adore any movies? I missed the question. Queen Bee, are there any movies we can all watch together, like with our gen? You've asked that before. I've done similar things where I went through the archive, but I haven't announced a movie watching thing. Like I typically, what we do is announce the video at a certain time, and then people type in as they're watching. So the last time we did that was with Hallelujah, which just went into the public domain. I hope that answers the question. Too many people are struggling here. We're just fine. It's been surreal. I can imagine, it got, for those who don't know, MG is in North Carolina, where Asheville, South Carolina, pardon me, Asheville, where they had the floods. And, it just kept kept me. Oh, it's North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina. Thank you. Um, it was a horrible disaster and left a lot of uncertainty for a lot of people where their loved ones were for weeks and months and waiting for aid and all this other stuff. So that's why we put our prayer emojis up, because it's so good to see MG on the chat. But then the wildfires happened, right? And that, I mean, we're just not. It seems like we're going downhill now. I know we have some supporters of the current regime watching, so I don't want to get too political, but actually I will get political because I'm curious. I mean, I know out of 66 plane crashes, yep. Yeah, I mean, how's he doing? Like what's how's he doing? I'm not impressed. I wasn't impressed the first time. Leaders shouldn't be selling wolf tickets to Canada and Mexico. Leaders shouldn't be talking crap about Taylor Swift on tweets. He's a predator and his Nazi sympathetic crowd. Well, I mean, you're preaching to the choir there. I'm wondering, because I invite everybody to hang out. I'm just wondering, for those who were in full support or are in full support of what Donald Trump is doing, what's the feeling at this point, with all the executive orders and day-to-day insanity, Gulf of America, and, the tariff situation, and, the whole Gaza Strip, we're going to turn that into a resort. It seems a little crazy. I think protecting the border was good, but sending people to Guantanamo Bay. Okay. This year's been crazy with Atlas. Big prayers up for Atlas. I live in Asheville too. Crazy coincidence. How can you support this clown? There's real devastated areas and folks sleeping in tent. Fires. Carter died. Then Bozo got elected. I'm in shock. Yeah, it must seem like you're on a different planet when your world gets shaken to the core like that, and the systems that were supposed to be in place to help start showing the cracks of the seams. Nina Simone's Charlotte's home still staying in Nashville? That's a good question. It's going to be a very long 4 years. People are literally going to die. The fires are due to Democrats' mistakes. Fires happen every year, so how can you blame Democrats versus Republicans for a natural disaster? I think that's wrong. Die of preventable diseases. That is troubling. Robert Kennedy Jr. or whatever is running the whole healthcare system at this point. That's a tad scary. Not inmates running the asylum, but just incompetence running everything right now. It feels like, to me. But I'm saying that to provoke, because I'm fairly open-minded. I'm allergic to BS, but I'm fairly open-minded. If it's working for you, then just show me how. And I'm open to that. Republicans claim that Democrats cause fires to be worse, but this solution is way more expensive. Why do people politicize everyone? I think, past a certain age, I think it's important to know what's going on in the world. That's how the world works, through politics. So, but I'm open. I'm open to hearing it, because this two-party system is so flawed. It almost invites people not to support elections. I meant everything. Discussion's good, but I don't like getting too political because at the end of the day, none of this system is good. Well, that's fair. But I mean, it's a conversation, and Elon running stuff, and Elon has 20 something. Yeah, that's very problematic to think that all this information is being dumped into somebody whose job it is to compile information on one another. So, but look, it's a democracy. Enemies public, brother Nasir. Uh, they handed the reins of power. There's no insurgents trying to stop Trump from taking oath. It's interesting to me. Yeah, I look at little things like, so he didn't put his hand on the Bible, but he sells Bibles. And then when they were doing the Pledge of Allegiance, not the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem yesterday for the Eagles, he was saluting everyone, and then they cut to the soldiers, but it's theater, but it's very dangerous time that we're in. Kat has also spoke. Oh, whoa, I lost all these questions. Not supporting Eli, I go stargazing and all I see is Starlink crap in the air. Wow, that's saying something. I wish I hadn't used this tablet. Leader in Burkina Faso has been taking his company back from these American tie-ins. A real man. Yeah, well, if you F around and find out, you'll find out a lot of those minerals are in Africa, and all you need is somebody to say, hey, tariff. And next thing your iPhone is going to, if not already, if you mess with China, same. Trump Bible self-combust. You'll mess around and with the wrong dictator, and suddenly all the stuff, your creature comforts, are going to cost a lot more. And then who we have to blame ultimately, but the person who started the trade war, So I don't know. I don't eat eggs, so that didn't affect me as much. But I know prices are going up everywhere, like ridiculously high. Ridiculously high, the prices, for everything. So, it's just gonna trickle down eventually. Bozo wants to bring white South African refugees. Please no more, man. All right, with that, who else got this thing? Physical media collectors out there, who else invested in the Blaxploitation box set? Planning to do a review. I don't know if I'm gonna have time before this weekend to watch these things, and they didn't send this to me. They actually purchased this, so that's what's in it. Oh, man, Takeshi Madelo, hey, release more Baba Dick Gregory. If I could go in a time machine, I would ask more questions. Pretty much everything is out there that's gonna make it to the world. I mean, it's like, when did Dick Gregory become Jimi Hendrix, where every syllable is desired? I mean, I can only repackage it. I gave you the complete truth. I gave you the whole story. No, I didn't see this. Somebody had something. Did you hear about the African man who was poisoned in the U.S. because he invented a radio frequency car? His partner died. His vehicle was released today. Wow, that's crazy. No, I gotta Google that. I'm mostly my feed today. Eagles. So I missed that one. So, all right, it's almost 7. I'm gonna part ways. Any final thoughts? Oh, so this is really good. The quality's decent. First time in Blu-ray for all these movies. The Black Charlie movies, N-word Charlie movies. Superfly TNT and Detroit 9000 on Blu-ray. And you're paying for the box. Movies aren't worth that much, but the box, the collector's case, is what you're paying for. So it goes for about $90 on eBay. So, and you can get it from eBay. Oops, hang on. Watched Dick Gregory interview so many times. You're welcome, Tony. I wish there was more. We'll check out the Blaxploitation box. Looks interesting. Never give up. I'll have to look that up. Okay. All right. I'm just reading comments right now, and then wanted to keep this one short and sweet. I've got to get ready for class tomorrow. We're teaching Asian American representation in film. Hey, Superstar. Welcome. I'm about to take off. So, best channel ever. I love that. I'm going to screen cap that one. Hold still. All right. Best channel ever. More people should recognize you. I love it. Freaky or Freak MMD. All right. Molly, you want to say goodbye? She's crashed out. Hey, Molly. Molly. She knows her name. You want to say goodbye? So she wants more. So this, for those who I'm ingesting into my cat, it's this puree gourmet cat treat, and it's basically Walmart's rendition of the churros. So it's about half the price of the name brand, and it must have some sort of cat crack in it. But you coming over? All right, we're gonna say goodnight. I gotta feed her real food, and I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for the rest of the night. But it's so good to see you all. I may have a surprise for you this weekend, so keep those notification bells lit up. I want to see you. Okay. Have a good night. Peace. All right. Peace and blessings. Have a good night, everybody. I'm going to log off as soon as I figure out what button to hit. That's the camera light button. How do I do this? Oh, I hit the X button. All right. Good night, everybody. Peace. Thanks for hanging out. See you soon.